So we've gone over what is standard at a cuddle party, but there also can be some variety. Although there is a standard structure, standard script, different facilitators will have different things surrounding it. So some people might have a very narrow arrival time, like please do not arrive before this time, but you must be here by this time, maybe 20 minutes. Other people might have a whole hour where you can come, lounge, talk to people, play card games, whatever. And similarly, at the ending time, I have seen some people where the cuddle party is over, but people are welcome to kind of mingle and linger and eat snacks and kind of indefinitely. And then other people where maybe the host has to be somewhere. And so the people must go to the bathroom and exit the door
and
and
go. Yep.
porch gazebo in the parking lot, but they will no longer be in that dwelling. I'm wondering what you've seen and maybe how it can be clearly communicated in the description.
Yes, you should always read the description because the facilitator should list in the description what their timing is and what their plans are. You know, I like to have a door open time and then this is the start time. And often in that time, I'll offer like a little workshop topic that we can have a discussion before we actually get to know each other and start the cuddle party, because people are trickling in, you know, and people want a minute to put their pajamas on or whatever it is. So for me, having like okay, we're going to start the event at 7. I never could start the workshop right then because people came in late and stuff. So that's why for my format, I have a door open time. I have a welcome circle start time. Don't be later than the welcome circle start time. And to keep you occupied before we start, like I said, I often do like a discussion topic, like the wheel of consent, or I don't know. I have multiple options for little, 10-15 minute discussion things that I like to present. But that's me. And I'm a facilitator. I've done it a long time. I've developed some things that people ask questions for. I will have the welcome circle start time. We do the introductions, we do the welcome circle. My welcome circle takes a little longer than some people because I like to have the two-way communication. That's me as a facilitator. I've added a few stories in that I feel I don't want to leave out, and it does add time. And I've added some exercises too. So facilitators are free to figure out what works best for them. We do have the structure of the welcome circle that has the agreements that are required for every cuddle party. But after that, they can make it their own. You know, I've been to cuddle parties where facilitators went through them fairly quickly. That's not the way I like to do it, but that's the way it works for them. And they are true to our formats and it works. It's a cuddle party, and I've been to cuddle parties that were maybe the welcome circle was 45 minutes and then the open time was an hour and a half. And then they do the closing circle. So it's like 3 hours altogether. My cuddle parties from door open to door close are generally 5 hours. That's the way I like to do it. I like to have a lot of connection time. Once we set it up with the long welcome circle, we have 2.5 hours for actual open connection time because that's the meat of the event to me. And then we have half an hour for the closing circle and maybe another half hour for like lingering and getting out the door. But yeah, I do. As far as getting out the door, that just depends on the facilitator and the host, the space host, what the requirements are there and what they are comfortable with and what they're, allowing. Generally, it is, after people have been at my events for 5 or 6 hours, they're ready to go home. I mean, they're like blissed out and really happy and ready to go home and like process it all and go to bed and have great sleep. So does that answer the question?
Yeah. And one thing I haven't seen yet, but I kind of would like to try is, we've occasionally heard about veteran events where it's not an official cuddle party, but maybe those who have been to plenty of cuddle parties get together and follow the rules and have an event like that. I would love something where it's like a shorter cuddle party or like the regular length, but on the shorter side, and then an extension. So those who are already there can continue to stay. We've already had the closing circle, and then veterans can show up, for just cuddle time, and if they only have some time but want to be part of that. And similarly, I'm thinking about closing time, how it's so easy to be in your oxytocin bliss, and you might become a lingerer and inadvertently seem like you're just trying to stay the night or something, but in reality, you're just not as much in awareness. And even the element of like, there could be one bathroom. So
yeah.
Do you have any advice?
Well, that's something as a facilitator, we need to be aware of that, of like, do we need to maybe help people close the event, right? How do we do that in a tactful way that doesn't change the feeling of the energy of the event, right? Of like, oh, Larysa, I can see that you're really excited about this. I need to go to bed now. So I'd love to see you at the next event. It's going to be this time in this place. Are you going to come? That's really good. I'll see you then. Bye. How do we do that in a tactful way that still helps people feel good? And that is the facilitator's responsibility if people are not realizing what they're doing, to help them, right? So
I wish there was an
yeah,
announcement to mind the gap and just recording.
yeah.
If you haven't yet gone to the bathroom, we will be closing
Oh,
the door in 10 minutes. So please make your final exits at this
yeah,
time.
and I've done things like that before of like, we're closing the doors in 10 minutes, it's time to go, and that's okay. That's whatever works for your flavor. And as far as like veterans events, so in Cuddle Party Inc., we train our certified facilitators to do the event called Cuddle Party. Our facilitators can do other events if they want to. And I have held what we call in my community veterans events, which is people who have been to Cuddle Parties are veterans. We've done a sleepover where we just said, okay, you've been to Cuddle Parties, we're going to follow Cuddle Party rules. This is not a Cuddle Party, right? We have to be very clear, and depending on how we're advertising it, it could be a snuggle sleepover, or it could be a veterans connection event. And then if we just put in the description, we all know the rules, we're going to follow Cuddle Party rules at this event. Facilitators are free to do other types of events that are not Cuddle Parties if they want to, but not required either. So it's totally up to the facilitator what kind of events they want to do and how they want to do it. We do a coffee chat, we do meetings in the park where we just come and say, ask all your questions about Cuddle Party, or just do a hangout. We do a lot of different things, and that's part of creating community around Cuddle Party, right? And I think that's very important. But every facilitator gets to do it the way they want to do it.
And although I so often wish while traveling there could be pop-up events, I definitely agree with the value of community. People who know each other, who've cuddled together, who can get right into the cuddling during welcome circle, so they're not using up any good cuddle time,
They
being
want to,
still
yeah.
with it, So yes, may we all have more cuddle community in the world and more opportunities to do so safely. So thank you.
Yeah, and that's another point. I'm sorry, I just want to go back to one point you made. Like, not everyone who comes to a Cuddle Party are strangers to each other. In my events, like half, it's usually about half and half. People that have been to a lot of Cuddle Parties, they know each other, they're friends, they meet outside of Cuddle Party, and then there's some new people. So we have people that are very comfortable, and the new people. So it's always a mix. So yeah, thanks, Larysa.
It can help set the tone. Like when you see, oh, that's
Right.
the way to cuddle, it can kind of help get the energy going.
Yeah, yeah.
Thank you again.
Cool. All right, good.